In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
Welcome to The Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Nayim Edwards. I am your host, and today audio only. But before we get started, shout out to the fleet. Buzzle Bands came through on the Cash App, and Alex O came through on the Cash App. I greatly appreciate y'all. This thing rolls because of y'all. Now, emergency meeting. Durk is dropping an album at midnight. I didn't want to bring this up, and I didn't want to talk about this, but I feel like now, because we're less than 24 hours away from this album coming out, if Durk don't change his lyrics, he's already proven that you're stuck in a box. Point blank, period. If you decide that, oh, I don't have to do the dissing, I don't have to do that kind of music no more, I don't have to do XYZ, okay, prove it by changing the lyrics and changing the subject matter completely. I don't want to hear nobody bring up their religion. I don't want to hear about no Muslims. I don't want to hear about none of that stuff if the actions don't match. See, over here, we don't listen to what people say. We're listening to what people do. Because that is what you do is a reflection of who you are. How you do one thing is how you do all things. I don't want to hear nobody talking about, oh, I'm on this new journey and I knew all of this stuff and my girlfriend told me to change my ways and I realized that won't right and I'm finally getting myself together, but then you don't change the number one most influential part of your life, which is your impact in your music. See, I don't want to just come out and be like he's a liar, even though we know that Durk is a follower. He's a self-admitted follower. He followed down behind King Von like a little boy. He said anytime something new come out, he don't care if it's ugly, he don't care about that, he gonna be the first one to get it. So we already know that you just follow behind whatever you think is cool. We don't have to get into, it's nothing scientific behind that aside from the fact that you're a follower just like most people are followers. And we're talking about people who decide they don't want to think on their own. They just go behind what is whatever. He's always teetered this line with his music where he gonna do the dissing, but he is gonna throw some, introspective stuff in there. He's gonna throw something in there that makes you think, or, he's gonna tell his real story, because that's the best thing to do is just tell your story. You do have a story. You do have a history. However, you climb to the top of hell, because that's when you're the king of hell, or one of the kings of hell. You climb to the top of the body pile by dissing people, having opposition, fighting with people. And my thing is, at this point, being in cahoots with bloggers, being in cahoots with people, doing stuff for PR, deciding now that you want to come out and do all of this, that would be nice, but you got to show and prove. It's no other way to confirm that you are serious if you don't change your lyrics. Point blank, period. I don't want to hear it. We got too many people saying one thing and then going and doing something else. You see, I learned this as a child, and I learned a long time ago. If y'all don't know this, I used to work at an elementary school, and I'm saying work because it was really state mandated community service. I had 1,000 hours of community service after I had got sentenced. What I learned is children in particular don't do what you say. They do what you do. There are certain children that you can, talk to and lead them that right way by just you saying, hey, you don't want to do that. However, if you tell somebody, hey, you shouldn't be doing something, or hey, you should be doing something, you have to be doing it. It's not enough, because your actions are going to always be louder than the words. I mean, very cliche, but actions absolutely do speak louder than words. And that's just not coming from the side of being a person who's an observer. That's coming from when we all grew up. If you grew up and you saw your mother go to work every day and that's all you saw, you may be a person who's messed up, or you may be a person who, nobody's perfect, but you might be a person who everything might not be going in your personal favor. However, that one thing that sticks with you is every day you wake up and you go to work, no matter what. You have that discipline instilled in you. If you came up in a household or you came up in an environment where people stick up for themselves, you're going to always stick up for yourself no matter what. If you come up in an environment where people are cowards and people are cowering, you might be soft in the sense of you not, standing up and having no backbone for your stuff. So I don't want to hear nobody sit in their interview. That's why I don't like people interviews. I don't want to hear you sit in your interview telling me you're a Muslim, telling me you all this and you all change, and then we cut your album on and there is no proof of any type of growth. And the proof of the growth would be your lyrics. Point blank, period. And instead of being negative, because we're going to have to follow up because the album's coming out. And we'll talk about the album after I listen to it and we go through all the lyrics and all of that. But if this could be a good thing, because this could revolutionize the pivot and where music is going. Like I said, I already told y'all that music change every 10 years. There's always something that happens every 10 years. We could be going back to people actually telling their story. We could be pivoting it into a healing process, especially being that the album is called Almost Healed, and you're actually opening up about your feelings and you actually opening up about stuff. If he actually does this and he doesn't get murdered as a result of trying to change, or he doesn't 100% lose his whole fan base because he decided that he wanted to do something that them people didn't sign up for, this could be a beautiful thing. And I actually look forward to it, because I don't think he's a bad artist at all. I think he's actually a very good, obviously prominent, but I think he's very good at what he does. However, you got to show and prove. It's really nothing else to say about it. You have to show and prove. This could be the perfect time to go ahead and get out while you're still alive and you are cleaning up the people around you and cleaning up your team and cleaning up your spirit. Because it would take somebody like you to say, look, we not going, and it would have to be you because you was young enough. Remember when Gucci Mane say, hey, y'all, stop dissing the dead, and then he come right back and diss the dead, because Gucci a legend to us, but Gucci has fizzled out as far as how other people feel about him. You know what I'm saying? So you are going to have to be that one, and you're going to have to do it with making good music that people still want to hear. Stay in the relationship lane. Stay in the telling your story lane. You can't go back. And then the last thing I'll say about it is your actions have to match up with that in real life. I don't want to hear nobody talking about they're a Muslim, but then you are saying, oh, I'm never going to forgive that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to go off into that. I'm just saying, bottom line is, change your lyrics, change your actions, and we will take it from there. This is the dark side of songwriting.